These are images of ancestors from they were newly freed. George Young, formerly a slave of Alabama, an enslaved person, and enslaved, the word is very important. Emma Howard, and they'll be on the walk with us. In addition to the other ones, I was gonna pour libations. I'm still pouring libations. I was just gonna share it with y'all, but I'm not. I'm running late. I'm running late, y'all. Well, late for me. Like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. Subscribe, subscribe. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. I want to tell y'all something. Thanks for coming on the walk. Like, comment, share, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Y'all know I gotta tell y'all. Maybe this is the problem. I gotta get what you call them in here. Okay, I'm gonna call him for real, for real. It's a little tacky for my show. And I could easily afford to get it fixed. I'm telling you. Okay, that's a little better. Technical issues. Oh, I'm like, I still hear the song. Yes. I have to tell y'all. Did I ever tell y'all how much pain or how painful exercising is in the winter? Now, I just want to tell y'all, I have never, ever, ever, ever in my life been 65. Never. I haven't even been 65 a month yet. But when it's cold, and you know, here's the thing. I had the steamer. In case this thing goes rogue like it did yesterday. I had the steamer, but it was too hot for me to get in it. I kept saying, when will I know? When will I know to get this steamer? When will I know? When will I know? When that cold hit you. But I was prepared. It's no bad weather, as they say. It's bad preparation for the weather. So I'm going to tell y'all. From last year, I have a plan. As I warm up in the morning, because I like breathing in cool air. My body likes the heat. My muscles and stuff. They love the heat. But me, I want to breathe in the cool air. So, I plug up my heating blanket, a little heating blanket. I got a big one I use. Everyone, I say over the age of 55 and you live in the Northeast, you need to have a heating blanket. It does the body good. But warming up, the pain in the morning, stretching, that little stretching and hanging stuff that, in the spring and the summer is nothing. In the wintertime, it's like, But you know what? I need this blood to move around. And I need it to move around in the wintertime. With everything like that, I need that blood to flow. So, even after me talking about it, we're 3 minutes into the walk, and my muscles are saying, yeah. If you hear anything in the background, that is the heater. Remember, we're in the basement. So, you know what? When you know your history, It's wonderful. Things that used to bother you don't bother you no more. You get a better understanding. Like say that Revolutionary War they talk about was just the COs kicking out the wardens and the governors. And the COs, which are the correctional officers, they take over the positions of governors and wardens. So there was still a trace of the wardens and governors left when the CO, correctional officers, and some inmates, they go on ditch service or whatever, them Europeans, kicked them out. So they wrote in there that all who are born on the grounds of the United States or United States citizens. And the question of what happens to the Moors, I had to slip it in there right fast, who were enslaved here. They figured the Constitution take care of it. You're free, you're free. You're born here, you're free. But the COs and the wardens started making so much money off of now enslaved people that shouldn't even be enslaved anymore. The Constitution freed them. The Constitution freed them. Said everybody born. So everybody born after the Constitution was ratified, blah, 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 blah. They're free citizens. So there should have been all this time with this. It's almost like they closed Alcatraz. But it took a while. So, anyway, that's the history. And knowing this, that I understand a lot, especially with me in the creative. Why wouldn't Africans in the American theme park go through? They must have said, lady, because the whole concept was bringing all African nations together, kumbaya, getting to know different tribes, culture, going back to our our land in here, how we come to be here, not the story they tell, but the truth. And it was never going to go nowhere. If they wanted the truth, they did it themselves. But I was amazed because when I was writing African American theme park, I wouldn't mention anything about Moors. Again, the lie is that the Moors are all Islamic. No, they're not. When a people are conquered, they have to be divided. Those that can't be killed, you have to go for division. And since the two, they tell you that story, oh, the Arabs against the Americans and don't like the Europeans, they are all sucking each other's cocks. I don't know what you're talking about. All of that is there for the benefit of keeping more separate. So the Christian Moors hate the Islamic Moors and will never come together to put them in their place again. And this is what I found out. So I think back and I'm like, I remember when I was going around asking for money for my AIDS play. Gifts. With family, a positive, progressive. And everybody said, Vicky, if you would just write more about, us being on drugs and being on the street and, if you wrote more like that, your plays and screenplays and stuff, you remember Ancestors, you get much further. And I was like, I can't write that. I cannot write that. Every time I put pen to pad, it's something positive about us. That's all that comes out of me. But I didn't know. I felt so bad. Oh, why don't they accept it? No. They must, when I left the office, they must have laughed. They must have said, what's wrong with that old Moore? She out her damn mind. There's no way we're going to support anything positive. These are a conquered people. You cannot let them get back together. So I was like, oh. But I'm crying. And I remember he said, it's the height of the AIDS epidemic. Another reason why I did the play. Because AIDS was killing women. And for some reason it was very important to me that we learn as women how to protect ourselves and learn as much as we can about that AIDS virus. And every time, I remember at the health department in Westchester, he said, we've given you people so much. You remember Ancestors? So much. And it's like nothing changes. Like we're putting it on us. I remember feeling so bad. But knowing what I know today, he was like, why do you think we went through all of this? It was to kill you. Get out of here, old lady. Get out of here, old Moore. Get out of our face. Talk about AIDS education, HIV. Please. And I didn't understand it. I left there, I was like, oh, they don't like my play, they don't like my play, they don't like my life. They don't want to give us any. Let me tell you something, I will have been 65 for a whole month. December 26th. Kwanzaa! And I can tell you, whew, all those years of searching, reading, building the African American theme park, all of a sudden it came and said, now you know. I was like, holy guacamole. So if it wasn't for the internet, I wouldn't be exercising. Yes, I would be. What I would do is go through the neighborhood, put some flyers up, get a few of us together, and we would start walking around the neighborhood in the morning. So yeah, I would. Because you learn how to go around those things. But I'm walking right now with you and the images of the ancestors, and it is awesome. And I understand now. They call it Revolutionary War, but it was basically the COs and some inmates, like captains, COs, sergeants, because correctional officers, from what I heard, honey, I have no relationship with that Hatfield and McCoy institution. I have no relation, but basically, it wasn't the Revolutionary War. It was them kicking out the English wardens and governors who ran the enslavement camps. And the Hatfield and McCoys took over, and we have been living under the Hatfields and McCoys ever since. So no, they're not going to advance us. We have to kick doors in and take them, just like their ancestors. I used to hear the ones before used to say, revolutionaries, advocates. But now I understand. And I'm so happy for the internet because it helps us do that. It helps us go around the Hatfields and McCoys because they still think that they are running prison camps, the United States of America. So that's why you ain't going to advance. But when you know, that's the best, the easy part. The best part is knowing. I'm still doing what I'm doing, but at least now I know why the clicks, the views, and all that stuff, and why they don't share this, and why they don't do this, and this old black boy, why they're not going to share it, why Facebook and all that kind of stuff do all crazy kind of thing to African Americans stuff. I totally understand it. It's the Hatfields and McCoys. They still COs. And we're still inmates. Or enslaved. Oh, thank goodness, because I was getting hot. This is our break, y'all. Yes, indeed, I'm walking, oh yeah, yes, I'm walking, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking, oh yeah, yes I'm walking, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking, oh yeah, yes I'm walking, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Oh yeah. Yes. That's what happened when I turned 65. A wealth of knowledge. It was like everything came together in this puzzle. Like everything came together. So no, every advancement we make, we have to take it. And we have. And I can speak freely like that because I know my videos and stuff is put at the bottom of the circulation pit. Which, for some people, would be upsetting. But for me, it allows me to speak freely. Especially about the ancestors. They are smiling. They're like, you finally got it. I didn't know what was going on when I found, as they call it, remembering slavery. They ain't telling the truth. Remembering enslavement of a people who shouldn't have been kept in enslavement so long. But now I know. And when my matter and energy separates, I'll know. I have so many African American women. I don't know why they treat us like this. I don't know why they want to stop us from getting anything. I totally know why. I totally know why. When my matter and energy separates, I will leave here knowing. I didn't come in knowing, but I'm leaving knowing. So many times, why did you do that? Why are we getting Furion medication? Why don't they give us that? Why did we go to the hospital and they always kill us? Why are they still killing our babies? Why? I'm getting me a herd of Asante goats 2023 and some Zulu cows. Send my daughter over there to do some research and stuff. Her dad's over there. I always made sure they had a close relationship. And let her go and do a little investigating for our investment in our future. Because the Hatfields and the McCoys, which are the COs, the correctional officers, and the replacement warden. Remember, the English wardens, they kicked out. The English governors, they kicked out. Because they wanted such cruelty. The COs, just like they do now, is no different. During the enslavement days, they wanted to sleep with the enslaved women. They wanted to make the babies. They wanted to be perverse and do whatever they wanted to do. Just like they're doing now. The Hatfields and McCoys. The correctional officers and the wardens. That is who has been running this country since they got rid of the English governors and wardens. Like the indentured servants. They moved up. So now, I know. I told you, I ain't no doctor. I know I'm getting Furion medicine. I wasn't taking no COVID shot. I know I was getting Furion COVID medication. I know. In neighborhoods where we live, everything is poison and thrown in there. Because the COs and the wardens run this country. I call them the Hatfields and McCoys. Because you go back into history, that's what they were. And they kicked out the English. Probably because the English was going to say, you know what? It's enough already. We've separated them. We've conquered them. We've separated them till they'll never be able to come back together at the power and force that they were. We have made sure. But the old COs, which I call Hatfields and McCoys, and the wardens, which I call Hatfields and McCoys, we can take it to Democrats and Republicans said no. No. We're going to kick you out, but enslavement is going to stay. We like the money. We like to do what we want. And that's who has been controlling it. They want the freedom. One thing about them Hatfields and McCoys, honey. Incest, sex, all they worry about, all they want. Raping, And that's why women have to be at the bottom. That's why there'll never be any women's or ladies political party for women, where you have this powerful political women's group. Ain't gonna happen. The Hatfield and McCoy said women's is men's ribs to do what they want. So that ain't gonna happen. And that's put in place for us. The conquered. To be as powerful as they were, women had to be as equal to men. In knowledge, and in doing, and in progressing, learning, and going forward. So you chop the woman. All these coats. What's woman? She's stupid. She's a horse. She's a tramp. She's the reason why we have all these problems. But now I know. So I'm cool. I'm cool. It ain't me, per se, me. It ain't me. And when I hear these white people, because that's what they are, because if they knew their history, they would say Scottish, Irish, whatever, but they don't know that. They just know they white. So I call them what they know themselves is, white. They always say, why has everything got to do with black people, African Americans? You don't even know your history. You don't even know. Oh, you're going with the history of America. Columbus in 1946, 92, 30, 64. Came on these here shores. They didn't tell you that they came with a barge full. With us, the slaves. They ain't telling you that. Oh, they got the old pilgrim white lady with the hat on and the apron. That ain't what came over here. Just like that ain't what came over to Australia. Australia got rid of the Irish and the Scotch, which is our problem right now. Who? Definitely the Hatfields and McCoys. Whoo! Whoo! Killing, fighting, drinking, killing, fighting, drinking, killing. So, they ain't telling you the truth. And the Native Americans, they came up. Nah. They came over here specifically for one reason. To set up places for the enslaved people. And that's what pushed the Native Americans out. Not that BS they telling you. And if anything, on Thanksgiving Day, they was grilling Native Americans. I was like, oh, they went and shot a turkey, and then they sit there, and then they all eat it very happily. Why would Native Americans sit down and eat very happily with people who are killing, raping, destroying their whole way of life? But they just so forgiving. They just so, even though they massacred everything about Native Americans, they massacred. They was massacring. They was scalping. Lies, lies, bumblebee flies. This place was, they came over here with enough Africans to say, when we said we build this country, yes, we built our own slave place. But oh, you ain't gonna hear about that in the history books. even before what history was, even before the Europeans and Christopher Columbus came to America, Leif Erikson, he was a Viking explorer. Leif Erikson was here first. And he settled in the Midwest. That helps the Mormons. Girl. Made up stories. So they came here with enough Moors on their boats to start handling the Native Americans. And even African Americans don't know why our relationship with the Native Americans are so shady. We fought the war, Sonny. Whew. Isn't that wonderful? So now I know. No, as an old black woman, I'm going to have to pay taxes like you would not believe. First of all, Social Security never get as much as the other groups is getting. Like I tell you, I understand now. Anything I could possibly have, they've already put in place to take away, because that's the system. So all I got is the ancestors, this moment now, and a few videos. I'm sweating, y'all. I wanted to get warmed up, but I'm on fire. Let's see. Whew, let's grab this weight. I think it's my scarf. I wore my ice skating scarf, so y'all can see it up close. Whew. Tuck in your elbow, squeeze your gut. Neither up nor down. Let's get 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And one for good luck. Whew. Squeeze your elbow in. Neither up nor down. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And one for good luck. Whew. Y'all don't see the sweat. So that's what turning 65 is. And all my years of research and asking and looking. And then you turn 65 and the pieces just come together. The fact that my daughter was even able to get a house out of this Hatfields and McCoy Society and any other African American, is like inmates coming out of prison and being able to live in a house. It's hard because, you know, they got a record, they got this, da-da-da. But anyway, hold on, y'all. Whew. Do you see the sweat? I'm walking, so happy to. I think it's a hat. Oh, I'm called Tyrone. I'm called this afternoon. Yeah! The sweat. It gotta be this hat. Thanks for coming on the walk. Like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. Subscribe. Take care of yourself, love yourself, and I'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Thanks for the support.